Thank you very much.
Mr Speaker, my question's to the Prime Minister. When he told Parliament in February that, quote, the government will also be looking at regulations that may be preventing natural resources being used most productively, end quote, and that it would, quote, make significant changes to Schedule 4, end quote, was it his intention to allow mining in national parks and protected areas?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, our intention was to explore the possibilities in this area and to see whether they were economically valuable, could be achieved in an environmentally sustainable way and would be acceptable to the community.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr Speaker, when Jerry Brownlee came to him in 2009 with a proposal for a step change in the economy by allowing mining on national parks and in protected areas, did he encourage or discourage Mr Brownlee?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
I encourage Mr Brownlee to go out there and ask New Zealanders whether it could fit within that environment.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Isn't it true that his speech the day before Mr Brownlee's cabinet paper went to cabinet, he told this parliament that actually he intended to go out and mine those national parks? That's what his message really was.
That's right. The Honourable Prime Minister.
No. Supplementary, Mr Speaker. Why did the Prime Minister yesterday and on many occasions blame officials for the 10th of February cabinet paper that proposed mining in 467,000 hectares of national parkland when that cabinet paper was signed by Jerry Brownlee and Kate Wilkinson, was promoted by both of them in the cabinet and supported by the Prime Minister himself?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, if that member wants to talk about a government that blames officials, he was part of one for 9 years that won the World Cup for the event.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I can tell by your frown that you understand it's out of order.
Now the member knows he cannot seek a point of order and speak like that. Now I will hear his point of order, but he's lucky. Members just should settle down a fraction.
Mr Speaker, you'll be aware that there was no effort made in that answer to answer the specific question asked to him.
Order. 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 The Speaker is considering a point of order and there should be silence. Members know that, especially senior members on both sides of the House. I believe the Prime Minister did take a part of the question very much out of context in answering it and made no attempt, therefore, really to answer the question. So I would invite the Prime Minister to answer the question rather than just take a part of it totally out of context.
Mr Speaker, it's not a matter of blaming officials. The paper was prepared by officials.
Who signed it? The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr Speaker, did the Prime Minister ever personally favour mining in the Paparoa National Park, the Coromandel and Great Barrier?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, I favoured going through a process that we went through.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr Speaker, does the Prime Minister still believe that mining in national parks, the initiatives in the Jobs Summit, the 2025 Task Force and plans to become an international financial service centre will actually achieve step change in the New Zealand economy and catch up with Australia like he promised New Zealand?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr Speaker, no, I don't think mining in the national park will, because it won't be taking place. But many of the other things that the member discusses are work in progress and will make a difference. But if the member wants to give me 10 minutes, I'm happy to list all the things that the national government has done to lift performance, to take New Zealand out of the recession. And they include, and I can start if you want, reform of the labour laws that will be going through this parliament, cutting personal taxes instead of waiting for 9 years, reform of the Resource Management Act, dealing with the situation in Ekans.
Order. Order. I think the House has heard sufficient of that answer. Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, I know members are not allowed to interject when you're on your feet, but I think two members clapped
the Prime Minister when you were. Is that allowed?
Order. I think the honourable member should just reflect back on his own behaviour just in the last 5 minutes before he raises points of order about what people do while the Speaker is on his feet. Those who... we won't say any more, but question number 3, Amy Adams.
Thank you.